all these months out from the release of the Switch 2, which is to say 2 months, and all these games that I have played, I have not touched Mario Kart World in some time. And that's supposed to be like the damn game to play on this thing. I mean, in all fairness, I have sunk like 55 hours into it on my own time. Yes, I checked my friends list before I streamed. But I only did that one part. I like looked at the tracks and then that was it. So let's just get some things straight around here. Get your facts straight! Number 1, I have unlocked the dolphin, the character. Number 2, I have unlocked the dolphin, the car. Number 3, I have tried out Knockout Tour on my own time. You may also notice, if I go through and select all of these, I have gotten gold trophies and 3 stars on every course. The same goes for Grand Prix. Number 4, I have never opened free roam once. I don't know what's waiting for me in here, but I'm gonna press this button and then we'll just do it. So I don't know what impressions of this I'm supposed to have yet. There was a lot of Mario Kart World being passed around at the streamer house, particularly in the mornings when I was asleep, because everybody was always getting up earlier in my own house, earlier than me. Can you believe it? How dare they? And I remember Frankie was grinding the time trial modes in this. So someone's personally got their hands on it, not me. And Robin spent a lot of time playing Knockout Tour and unlocking like the costumes, and she is the person that I know who has like had the most, that's cute by the way, who's had the most experience with free roam. And you know, I'm asking her, I'm trying to pick her brain, I'm trying to like figure out what she thinks of this, you know, if she's starting to form any opinions from spending this much time with the game. You know, how, like, not like tell me what's in it, but like how are you feeling about it, you know? An innocent question. She turns to me, and without a moment's hesitation, she says, "Oh, it's boring as fuck." But I don't know. I'd like to at least sit down and do it like a little bit. And here's the thing: I was ready to start like a little bit before 8. It's like 3 hours later. You might have noticed. Like my ass has never hit a P switch. I'll hit a P switch. Let's do it. Oh, okay. That's nice that it like starts me off in the right direction. My first ever P. And if I started at like a normal time, I think I would feel a little bit more comfortable with like, yeah, let's make this a tournament night. Because those were so much fun to do with Mario Kart 8. I'd love to do it with Mario Kart World. Not so sure. Not so sure if like 11 p.m. is like the best time. But either way, we've got stuff to talk about during these activities of mine. And I'm very excited to talk about it. I think I've got good stories. The nature of the stories happens to be... Oh, that's way over there, man. Woohoo! I mean, that one in particular I can see not being especially interesting as a mission to somebody. Because that shit Sonic Dash is what they just made me do. And I got bored of that when I was like 13. 15. 16? However old I was in grade 10, I suppose. It seems like something that would go hard for kids in that age range, where just wandering around in a video game is entertaining by itself. Now, let me be clear. I have not aged out of this kind of demographic. You know, and also, I've been seeing these things, and I've never, like, picked any of them up. Maybe 1 or 2 by accident. But, yeah, I'm gonna, like, start getting these on purpose now, too. Because sometimes you're in an online lobby, and you're wandering around, and you're passing the time, and sometimes you accidentally drive into shit that does shit. I got a Peach medallion. That's what that is. Okay. And now I know. I wonder if I drove into that Yoshi. You bounce off of NPCs and you drive into them. I wonder if that's like an alternative to using the manhole. Kind of. Pretty decent amount of height. Yeah, I forget how much of like my moving out story I talked about, where like I got my driver's license on February 28th and then left town in a U-Haul on March 2nd. And I was, like, in the dark. And I didn't know how to, like, drive that car, like, next to whatsoever. And I didn't know how to, like, work the headlights. I didn't know how to work the windshield wipers. It was a very precarious drive. But there is something, you know, you start putting some music on. I didn't know how to work the music either, so I was listening to music on my phone, off of my phone for 6 hours. See, the annoying part to that too is that I even got like one of those phone mounts, like suctions to the dashboard, and then you clamp your phone in there. Because I don't have enough iPhone to use the MagSafe ones, and the MagSafe ones are all I have anymore. It's very, very hard to be me. Grohl metal. But once, like, I got used to that level of franticness and that level of danger, there definitely was, like, this peaceful, pleasant feeling that washed over me. We're like, target? What the? F-Zero? What the fuck is this? Do I have to win? I've never seen this. I don't know what this is. I gotta charge the chucks. What are you doing? Well, picking up the item boxes for one would be a good start here. Like, am I hurting them or just like beating them in a race? Maybe they're all green shells though. Yeah, I hit the guy and then he like died. Chuck is no more. Chuck is gone. I guess this is what I'm doing now. Wait, they got a thingy up there. Okay, I gotta get these guys. See, I performed 22,000 tricks. I played a lot of this game. So point being, now that I know that I can feel that feeling when driving a real vehicle across long distances, and it's kind of like a, you know, I don't know if the word I would use is like a chore, but something that is not like by default, something that people expect to be pleasant. It's like, I can derive joy from that. If that really is what there is to do in Mario Kart World, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think I'm the kind of person who could even mesh with the Mario Kart World that does not have as much in it as people want there to be in it. But I haven't even, like, made that determination yet, of, like, figuring out what it is. And if it's not, maybe that's still okay. But, like, I've got to open it up, I've got to stream it, I've got to know. Charge and Chuck, you gotta go. Isn't there something in this game? Yeah, hold on, check this out. There's free cam in this game. You can use the right analog stick while you're driving, and I'm doing a very sickly claw grip at the moment to demonstrate that. When you change where the camera is, like, looking, you can change where you're throwing, so you don't always have to necessarily throw directly in front of you. You can do it at, like, something of an angle. It's interesting. Oh, this guy's fucking begging for it. I mean, he's the one giving me the items. It's a little masochistic, if anything. There it is. There it goes. Get out of here. So what did I get out of that? Anything? Stickers, usually. I've never seen this before. What the fuck was that? There was, like, someone threw an item or something. That's never happened to me either. Okay. Here's the thing. I've been in, like, races, and I've tried to do this for fun. And I literally think I've been able to do it, like, on purpose. But, like, without a medallion on the table. So, like, that's what I want to try. I want to do a trick. Oh my god. Dolphin, you gotta put the weapons down. Love, not hate. Whoop. And then whoop. Uh-oh. I also learned how to do this. In situations like this, there might be quite a bit more where that came from. But anyways, I said that there was going to be catching up, and catching up there shall be. See, because I can only ever get those question balls, so I wonder, is it like a thing that you would, use a feather for? I wonder. See, here's the thing though, is that rewinding is not going to give you items back. So I can't fuck this up. But I can line myself up. Line it up, don't fuck it up. You got this. You got this, Dolphin. You got this. Free Willy, let's fly. It does give you the item back. Wait, that's sick. Wait, that's sick. Oh, it's kind of bad that it gives you the item. Because now, like, this is... You might notice... You may have noticed that this is extremely dangerous for me. Because I was gonna be like, ah, well, I guess that means I can't try it again. Better luck next time. Uh-oh. No such scenario anymore. I can do this. I can grind this shit for the rest of my life. It's all I've ever wanted. When you're just driving at night and a dolphin on a dolphin-shaped motorcycle hits the side of your car with a green shell. Guys, I was playing Socks in one of their streams in, like, you know, an online multiplayer lobby. Socks saw me playing as this character, and they were like, oh, of course Griffin's the fucking dolphin. Of course Griffin's the fucking dolphin riding in a dolphin. And I still don't know what the connotation of this is, but my understanding is that I guess gay men really love to play as this character Kart combination. And I never thought I'd have to say this. I'm not gay enough to know what that means. Wait, oh, that would have been the one. That was a really good lineup. When you're coming off of the wall, you gotta, like, kind of... Whoop. See, I'm overshooting it now, but I do have the right, like, height, and I have, like, the right angle. It's agony. It's agony! My wheels are kissing the molecules of air over that thing. You are quite literally the gayest person I know. Yeah, me too! My question is, what the fuck does that have to do with the dolphin? What's gay about the dolphin? Oh, of course Griffin's playing as the dolphin. They don't let you say the F slur on Twitch.tv anymore, so now people resort to, oh, he plays the dolphin. I was eating. See, I'm trying to do it, like, a little bit later. If I keep overshooting it, then I guess that means doing it earlier for the better. Oh! Oh! Dolphins just have their energy. I mean, they're smooth. I did a couple of weeks of electrolysis, so I could be like this one day. But that person was like I think a practicum student. And their reduced rate as a result of that being the case, like, just ended as soon as I started those appointments. So I got, like, a couple of weeks where that was, like, 20 bucks, and it's like, oh, okay, now it's gonna be, like, way more expensive, sorry. Oh, it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get a job then. Right, so we can get into the story time. We can get into the story time. I want to do story time. But if at any point somebody can tell me what's so gay about the dolphin, then we can drop everything and talk about that instead. P-switch, grant me your secrets. And even your desires. Dash, dash, dash. I gotta catch these guys? Wait, this is funny. I'm, like, chasing them down. Dude, this is what it feels like to be chased by a gay person, because you, like, run away from them. Ah! This is cute. This is... Wait, there's even camels. I don't think I've really seen the... I mean, like, I knew that there were camels. Wait, they're cute! Wait, the camels are cute! When I do the goal, I want to, like, just kind of hang out with one and look at it. I'm sorry this isn't story time at the moment. Do I have to, like, beat all of these in this race? Or, like, if I lose to them? I guess that's what the timer is for. Okay, okay. Functionally hairless mammals, also gay in real life. Oh. And they like to mount carts that look like them. Also in real life. Dolphins do this, you know. I actually saw one on the way out of town. I keep saying I'm gonna tell stories and then proceed not to tell a story. Daisy. Daisy's just here. The real Daisy. I went to my first ever convention this weekend. Hold on. I gotta hit the brakes. For Mario specifically, the eyes just have a specific furry energy, but I don't know how to put it into words. The dolphins have a furry energy, and that makes you think of gay people? Am I reading that right? Don't they fuck like crazy, or am I thinking of another sea creature? Yeah, dolphins are like... There's some kind of, like, weird sex stuff. Like they're like, they do fucked up stuff to each other, you know? Like, not in a cute way where, like, ah, they're crazy about sex, they're just like me. It's like, oh... Like, I think we need to, like, invent jail for dolphins. They're doing shit that's so bad. Like, you talk to me about humans, and I'm like, I don't believe in carceral punishment. It's like, but with dolphins, though, if we had, like a special one that was like, oh, but, like, it only counts for them. But yeah, I was going to go, with my boyfriend, but there was, like, this last-minute thing came up where he was, like, he was gonna be out of town for the whole thing, and it's like, oh, like, we like, had plans for this, we were, like, talking about what we were going to do, and I still, like, wanted to see it through, because it's like, well, am I gonna wait, like, an entire year to do something like this for the first time? And I was thinking to myself, like, maybe that's what I'll do. And I had ideas. I was thinking about a couple of things where it's like, you know, this is such an easy layup for me. This comes as no surprise to anybody. I've always wanted to cosplay as Corn. And I'm not talking about one of those cheapo things that you just buy pre-made off the internet for a couple of $100s. I mean, like a serious, like, lavish commission that, like, I work with someone over, like, a period of months to, like, produce custom personally for me. That's the dream. That's the dream. And I'm like, well, that's not happening this year. That's not happening on, like, this kind of short notice. But it's like, but, like, maybe a wig, though. Unfortunately, was not able to make that happen in time. And I'm thinking to myself, snowman in the desert? You gotta get out of here, man. You're not long for this world. So I took out, and I have pictures too. I have pictures. I whipped out old Trusty. You're sitting on my desktop. That's right, the maid dress came out again. And wait, what? This music? This is Mario Paint. Oh, well, I just fucking muted it with dumbass star music. It's like, I know something that I already own that's Fire Emblem cosplay related. How perfect for me. Okay, so that's a grayed out P-switch, so that's how I know that I've already done it. I gotta go see the camels before I lose them forever. Wait, this is cool. They're like just hanging out together. I like this. In their perfect synchronicity. And Pokies, not camels. Got any camels? Hey, Bad Bo. Got any camels? 10 hot! 10 hot, Bad Bo. Got any camels? And man, I'll tell you what, that was a pain in the ass. Because yes, the maid dress has been around for some time. But I actually have not worn it for a while. And when I pulled it out of my cosplay storage, like, that's like a box that I technically still haven't really unpacked yet, but I did for this occasion. Fly over to Yoshi's for a quick bite. I mean, if you insist. Oh, but I gotta cross traffic. I gotta Frogger this shit. Uh-oh. Is this still okay? Okay, the rings just, like, give you more time, so as long as I can, like, hit that, I think it's still okay. Okay, good. I did not know that those could spin. That thing was in bad shape. It really was. I've talked in the past already about that being the kind of thing where it's like, I'm constantly having to, like, sew the thigh highs to make them tighter because they're always slipping down and I can never get them to stay on. Like, even that was a problem. Just like little nips and tucks, like, all over the place that I was constantly doing to that. And, like, I had to learn how to sew on that thing. Like, it's kind of been through a lot, right? And there were so many more holes than I could have expected for there to be on that thing. Where it's like, in abstract, I remember that there were times when I would be, like, wearing that thing, playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and then Linhardt shows up, and I do a flip onto my bed, and I say, K6! And then I pump my fist into the air really hard, and then I hear a ripping sound. And it's like, well, I never found that. So that must have, like, caused some sort of hole somewhere, but I never did exactly find. Oh, it's a goalpost. How cute. And, yeah. These kinds of things have accrued over the years for a very long time, and I found all of them. I found them all, and it was a very arduous process. Because it was Friday to Saturday, and I decided I'm only going to do one day. I'm only going to go on Saturday. That's like the full day. And I want to do this ramp. I want to do this ramp. Oh, you. Oh, fuck you, Luigi. And I only realized that there was, like, so much wrong with it, like, when I was, like, testing it out. Because the only thing that I knew ahead of time that I was going to do for it is, like, oh yeah, some of the things have fallen off. I'm gonna get, like, some fabric glue. And I know that I'm out of black thread, so I'm gonna pick that up, too. I wound up getting a lot more than just those 2 items. I got different kinds of thread. I got new needles, because some of my needles were, like, bent. I remembered that. What is this? I'm supposed to go... How am I supposed to go up? What does that mean? Oh, you can, like, trick off of the cacti. Well, I thought that those were obstacles. I'm sorry. I mean, I'll do it. I want to try. It's really unfair that clothing rips. That's true. That's true. But sometimes, well... When I think about, like, it happening to an anime character, it's cute. Such as, a boy or even Twink. You really trick off of this thing? You do. Oh, the benches! See, but now I'll remember to click on the stick, and then it won't be so bad. But here's the thing, I have gotten better at sewing since those early days. And those holes that were all over the place, not so bad to rip. One in the foot, one in the thigh, one in the dress, one on the arm, you know. It's like, I can handle these. Like, I'm actually doing, like, proper stitching techniques where it's like, I know how to make the knot, and, like, that's got a hole, you know? Like, that's not going to be, like a prolonged problem. Where it's just gonna happen again because I didn't re-sew it correctly the first time. And, like, my fix is just gonna fall apart, like, seconds after I do it. Nothing like this. So everything was okay. You'd think it wouldn't be that big of a problem. Problem number 1. Fabric glue, it turns out, needs 72 hours to dry. I have to go tomorrow. That's not gonna fly. So I also picked up something called fabric tape, which seems like it's, you know, more for hemming. Like, I don't think I was using that for what it is made for. But it's like, this'll last me a day, you know? This'll work out. This'll last me a day. Ultimately not a problem. The big problem is, and maybe I can even point this out. I'm gonna get hit by a car. This is more important. There are these strings. You see these strings that are keeping, there's 2 of these kind of tail things in the back and 2 in the front. Well, the 2 come around from the back, and those strings are tied to that. You tie them in bows, and then that keeps them, like, coming around the front. I already gotta retry this one, man. And I guess just from, like, having gone through the wash, I threw it in with other clothes, which I think was a bad idea. It got, like, tangled in such a way where, like, one of those strings got in really bad shape. And the whole fucking string split right down the middle. And that was not good. At least the benches stay gone for forever from now on. Oh, thank fucking God, I finally did that. I'm like, I'm gonna be on this challenge all night. So the whole thing splits in half all the way down the length. And so I was up until 3 a.m. just on that fix. Sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing. And it was a little sloppy. It doesn't look great where it's like... I think maybe for next year, I'll just, like, want to replace those strings altogether. Like, they're getting a little... What's, like, I don't know, frazzled. Frayed. Frayed is the word that I'm looking for. And man, the side of my finger was, like, bruised. Like, my thumb was, like, sore. Like, I was doing that shit, like, for so long. And it required such force to do as well. It was not good for me. But, I was, what the fuck is it? I mean, I know about the tornadoes. Hold on. Oh, is this gonna be like the... Whoa! Is this allowed? I don't think I've even been in one of, like, the regular ass trucks. I didn't know that there was other stuff that was like the trucks. Does that show up, like, in a race? What the fuck was that? No! So true, Dolphin. I love you. I gotta look at some of the other characters, though. Besides Dolphin, there were, like, other characters like I was excited about unlocking. I don't know if I have Conqueror yet. I'll have to look into that. But there's a couple of these guys. But once Dolphin showed up, it was so fucking over. I don't think I've seen that before. Shit, you're telling me. Oh my god. Okay, this one looks like fun. I think what I'm thinking of is I do, for a fact, have Cataquack. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, but they stop. They stop for a second. Oh. But I barely got, like, a chance to enjoy it. Like, I didn't even switch to it before I also unlocked Dolphin, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's my guy for forever now. Especially because this guy sounds like the fucking grandpa who eats that spicy pepper. A green chili! Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Like, they sound the same. They sound the same. So I make it in time. Let me think. I need to look at my other images and realize whether or not I am supposed to pull these up yet. I think not. I think not. I think I'm just telling other stories. Let's see. What's like the first thing that happens when I get there? Right. So here's the thing. In all those other times I've worn that maid dress, it's just like been indoors in my own house. And I've never had to think about how I would like wear shoes with it. Because you wear a cosplay in a place like that. Like I've been to that particular convention center before, but like not for a con. Just like in the building. It's like, it's one of those places that you wear shoes in. It's like, oh, people gotta think about shoes with their cosplay. I don't got shoes. And if I do make Corrin happen, that motherfucker doesn't wear shoes either. I used to have an Oomphy who did a Corrin cosplay where their solution to this was just like Corrin wearing flip-flops, which might honestly be the play. I think that has to be the move, TBH. An airship fortress. Okay, it's hoops. I get it. It's hoops. Please drive on the floor, Dolphin. It's where your wheels go. And I actually do not have a picture of this prepared. But I showed you guys the kitty sneakers during the fucking Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing stream. That was another catch-up stream of its own kind. And I'm like, I think these would pair very, very nicely with the maid dress. And as it turns out, that exactly is the case. Because, like, immediately after getting my ticket and I'm through the doors, someone approaches me and they start talking to me about my shoes. And then they ask me a question that I've never been asked before. Oh shit, a question mark panel. I want to start hitting those too. I'll go back for that one. I'll go back for it. They ask if they can use AI to scan my shoes. They're like, oh, well, where did you get them? And I'm like, well, it's kind of a long process. I got them from Rakuten, so they're imported and like they're kind of expensive. So it's not like the sort of thing that I would like tell anybody, yeah, you should get this because it'll be really easy for you. It's like, oh no, this is a pain in the ass, and like I'm not sure you actually want this. And rather than me explaining that, they're just like, oh, it's okay, I'll scan it with AI. And I'm like, I mean, I guess you can. It was nice that they asked. And it turns out they actually did find the exact, like it did work. The AI did work on my shoes. And they're like, oh, you mean Japanese Amazon? Well, and I'm like, well, kind of. That's one way to put it. So someone out there, I guess, is gonna get those shoes because of me. And because of AI. And then what else happened? I think the first major, here's the major thing that's happened in the many years that I have been interested in going to a con, is that now that I've actually been to one, dude, Hoyoverse has taken the fuck over. Something is up. Like, it is the only thing it is the only fandom that's left. It has subsumed all other things that you could be a fan of. If you're in your 20s at any point, it's only a matter of time. And I say this as an outsider. I only remembered to bring this up because I remembered that like the first like cosplayer that I saw like a good costume of was Von Lycon from Zenless Zone Zero, and yes, we took a picture together. And I walked up to him like, hi, my friend really likes you. Can I get a picture? Which is not untrue. But it's like, I guess I have drawn him before, but you guys will never know that. Wait, okay, so that question mark panel is grayed out. I guess at some point on this console, question mark panels have occurred, but not that specific one. I want to get that specific one. Von Lycon mentioned :3. I'm like, like, I don't want to admit it, but I would be delusional not to, you know? That's what multi-billion-dollar valuations do to an IP. It's just like, it's the sort of thing where like you would expect like to see like more variety, but it's like it's so much of like what it is just yeah, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Zenless Zone Zero. It really is. I did also see a very nice the fucking, I know this guy's from Genshin. He's like one of the guys with like ears. Not Goro. Tainari. The one with like the black and green hair, kind of like the lime highlights. That's not true. There's has-been hotel cosplayers too. Okay, I did see has-been hotel cosplayers early on, and that was scary because it's like in abstract I can understand someone being a fan of it, but when I have to understand multiple people being fans of it, and like when they start traveling in groups, like that takes some adjusting. I can't tell if this is blue or gray. Oh yeah, okay, this is new. This is new. I didn't do this before. Okay, well then I'll do it. Who's asking? Listen, when I'm saying ears, I only mean one thing, which is that they're of an animal kind. I saw someone cosplaying Noise from Dramatical Murder. That guy was... I recognized that shit right away. Recognized that from a mile away. That was a good cosplay. I saw... Okay, there was a fair share of Deltarune too. I saw a lot of Deltarune characters. I saw Asgore, I saw Frisk, I saw Kara, I saw Noelle, I don't know if I saw Susie or Chris. I definitely saw a lot of Ralsei. And I saw no Spamton, but a lot of Tenna. A lot of Tenna from Chapter 3. And there was one point, and I wish I got a picture with these guys. There were like two Tennas. I was like standing at a corner, and two Tennas crossed paths, going like in the opposite direction, past me both ways. And I kind of wanted to like be like, hey, like stop them, because like there's no way that these guys knew each other. But I think it would be funny if I did get that picture with two Tennas. But like by the second it even occurred to me, like they were already gone. They already went their separate ways. It was so sad. There was also a fair amount of Vocaloid. Specifically like couples doing cosplays of like Mesmerizer. Like one of them is Miku and one of them is Teto. That's like a good couples cosplay. Your mic is popping like nothing else right now. Now, this is so fucking annoying. You might recall that I am the owner of. See, I'm gonna hold this. I'm not even gonna mount it. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna speak at the same volume. You might recall that I'm the not so proud owner of a pop filter. See, so I said it with it held up between me and the mic. Is that any better, or is it still like? Are you saying popping or peaking? Because those popping or peaking. That's without. Popping or peaking. That's with. I talked to Max about these things, or rather, Max is in my room and sees these things. And Max, Max knows things about audio and is like, oh, pop filters are stupid. You don't need those. And I haven't been using the one that I have, not because of that advice, TBH, but because of, I gotta get blue coins. Didn't we save after all of these? Ow! Ow! The pop filter made a massive improvement. Okay, that's hilarious. Oh no, Griffin! The coin! How could you let this happen? So yeah, I would not have had a second thought about continuing to use it. I have a new desk now, and I'm glad I have a new desk. It's from IKEA, and I built it myself out of just a bunch of... It wasn't even like a pre-made kind of IKEA. It was just like, here's some off-the-shelf parts, here's a fucking thing of wood, here's legs, you figure the rest out. I'm like, tight, I like fudge. Unfortunately, the wood of this desk is too thick for the mount to actually grip to. So this entire time I've had to go without a pop filter. Usually I do let the mic sit a little bit further from my mouth, because it's a very deep desk. I can set it very far back away from me in that nature. But I've just been looking back at like a lot of my VODs, and I feel like my voice has been so quiet compared to the actual game audio for so many times. And it's like, yeah, I can tweak the audio settings, but it's like, I'll just move the mic like, you know, like 10 centimeters closer to me, and that'll solve the problem. But now I need that fucking pop filter. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna figure something out to like get that pop filter back in the way of me and my mic. Max was talking about those things like they're, what's the word? Snake oil. But it's like, okay, if there's like a reason for me to keep using them, then that's what I'll do, and I'll have to figure out a way. Like, do I just get like another new one? I don't know. But we'll figure it out. There are so many people in the world who have solved this problem. I'm not the first person to encounter this. I'll scooch it like 5 centimeters back, okay? That's gonna be our compromise. It was an improvement relative to when you were deliberately popping for comparison. I actually didn't notice the popping until it was mentioned. Interesting. So what the fuck was it talking about? Cosplayers did the different kinds of people I was seeing. So here's the thing. Here's to me what has always been like the biggest draw of conventions, is because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I like to draw art, and I like to draw fan art, and I even have like lots of friends who also do this. And something that I've, you know, absorbed a lot of like cultural osmosis about is like the Artist's Alley experience. I think that is such a cool idea of like a thing to exist, and I've always wanted to be in one. And so that was the place that I went straight away. And let me tell you, it is incredible. It's everything that I wished it could have been. There was so many people there, even if like 90% of the merch was still like Hoyoverse stuff, which I have to wonder if that taking over in the Artist Alley is because that's what sells the most, or that's just because that is what is popular and that's just like what the artists are making. Like, is this like supply side or demand side the reason why there's so much of this? But probably both. Make a U-turn here? I'll do a U-turn. Spike! No, you bitch. Get me in there. G-Money, I hope I've told you my experiences working on a con Artist Alley. Jackie, I don't think you have. You're welcome to share them if you'd like. But I really liked it. There were a couple of things to check out besides just like because they were mixed with like other vendors. They were like, oh, you know, here's a guy with like a bunch of like classic games, you know. And by classic games, I mean a copy of Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch that was selling for $75. You know, classic games like that. Boy, these used game prices are getting out of hand, am I right? Can't RN, but remind me another time. Okay, I will. I'll tell you what though, that same place did have, it just makes an airship show up. Whoa, cool, and it's even flying away. Yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. This is cool. I like intercepting it. This is a fun one. Wait a second, I gotta land on the tower too. Shit. Okay, it's fine. And even Dolphin's so happy about it. And I got a picture of Bowser's head from when it flies off of his body in Luigi's Mansion. When King Boo possesses him and uses him like a mech. Yeah, they had, what was it? The special edition of Fire Emblem Warriors. And you know what that shit comes with? A beautiful crystal replica of Corrin's Dragonstone. And they even opened the box for me and showed me all of the things that was inside. And let me tell you, it was $195, and I did think about it. But then I also thought to myself, I've seen Game Boo's Fire Emblem collection. I already know a guy who owns it, and it's like, that's enough for me, you know? It wasn't enough for me when I was over there and I saw that fucking one Fates manga where Corrin has like the really gay pouty lips. It's like, okay, well that I've got to have and like display in my bedroom. For Fire Emblem Warriors though, I don't know. They didn't even put Keaton in it, and when they put Corrin in it, that was like a, that felt like they were forced to do it. Like if it was up to them, like they didn't even want to. Like someone else made them do. Like they were mandated to, you know. Their hands were tied in this situation. Oh god! Whoa! Dolphin, you must jump. Oh, this is no good. How much pop filters help depends on your mic and how you set it up, but it's usually so easy to get. I don't know why someone wouldn't. I mean, I got one. Like, I'm looking at it, like, just sitting on the floor now. I just wish I could... Well, I have an idea. I'll research this on my own time. Like, a place I can mount it. But that's for me to figure out, not for me to do while fucking fumbling Mario Kart blue coins. Certainly not. So that was cool. That was cool that, like, at least I got to see that. There's like what I assume is the usual fare with like you know, like plushies or like cat ears and paws and stuff. So those are mainly like the non-artist alley vendors. The people who are just like, they're bringing stuff, but not like the kind of that, like, that's a different fare, really. But that's what I wound up seeing in these places. But here's what I will say about the Artist Alley. I actually saw, like, one or two artists that I was, like, already familiar with. Who was it that well, like, one of them, like, I realized that, like, wait a second, I follow you on Blue Sky. They had, like, they were talking to somebody else, like, in front of me, and they had, like, this charm, or, like, this standee or something, that had, like, it was Sans and Komida, and, like, they were standing in, like, this backing of, like, the Judgment Hall, and I started laughing, and this guy's like, I don't know what this means, and it's like, those who know, they were saying to me. So that was cool. That was cool that I saw that. Man, I'm not good at this. This is hard. I saw... Who was it? Arale? That was, like, one of the few Fire Emblem artists who was there, you know? The people I know, I've heard such good things from, like, years where Fire Emblem has been more popular, and it's like, oh man, it sounds like so much fun. But it's sad that now that I finally get my chance, it sounds like that those are bygone days. So it's nice to see someone, like, still representing all of that, like, it concentrated in one booth. There was one other person who had, like, more Telia stuff, but Arale was more like lots of Felix from Three Houses. Lots of Felix and Dimitri. And even lots of, like, the both of them together. Which is, you know... I don't know about you, that's kind of taste. Wait, he's toxic. Was Engage not as popular as Three Houses? Amongst Fire Emblem fans, I wouldn't say so. Like, Engage in terms of, like, the map design and the gameplay, it's like, oh, this is, like, the best it's been since Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. Really, really strong map design. In terms of, like, the character designs being, like, something that you would, like, want to cosplay or, like, want to get merch of, not so much. Not so much, no. Like, that is not a game that people are, like, narratively invested in. But I guess that's also, you know, people aren't narratively invested in Fates, but Fates still has, like, incredible character designs. So there's still, like, a reason to engage with it, like, for that particular reason. This is, Gore, my comfort character. Oh, okay. No, that's him. So no, of the Fire Emblem stuff that was there, it was like Three Houses, like, pretty dominantly. Oh, these are the, okay, so these put your wings back on. I was, like, wondering, how do you do, like, the next step of this? What the fuck? Wait, what? What the, oh, I don't think I had to go onto the wall for that. I think that was something else. Okay, I gotta tell you someone else who was here. I saw Sakimi-chan. Sakimi-chan was there and had, like, one of the biggest fucking booths in the entire Artist Alley. That shit loomed over you when you walked by it. And I did check, and sadly they do not have that picture of Raymond where he looks like a coffin baby. They didn't. I'm sorry. I tried to find it. I lingered around there for much, much longer than I wanted to, and they didn't have it. Who that? The person who drew Raymond like a coughing baby! Do I have to get the picture? Raymond coughing baby. They draw like a, I don't know, like gaijinkas a lot. They draw, like, just like... It's a certain kind of anime-styled rendering where it's like, here's my picture of Raymond from Animal Crossing, but sexy. Or like, Lucina, but sexy. Like, that's their genre of art. And then they drew an Animal Crossing gaijinka of Raymond, and I think about it quite a lot. So this is the artist who made this. And I remember seeing like something on Tumblr or whatever where it's like, the shape he's making like with his mouth is like how babies cough. I also remember this person was racist. Oh, okay. Well, that's not great either. The racist one? Okay, I didn't know about that. But it doesn't help. Oh my god, can you like imagine if like the rest of my story was, and then I bought as much merch as I could? No, I was really just like surprised to see them there at all. Really, I'm like, shit, that person's here? That's a name I recognize, but like, not slash pause, you know? Not slash pause. I saw, this thing is fucking hard, man! Have you noticed that this thing is fucking hard? But at least the music is nice. There were some other artists. There was one person selling like these like original canvases. And they had like this like series of like a bunch of foxes, and I'm like, I might like get this whole set, but that shit was $295. I'm like, I think not. Not right now, man. Not right now. Like, I can get like a little doodad or a guga, but I can't get like that many canvases. Okay, so Dolphin is actually staying up in the air for like much, much longer. I thought like you descend faster, but maybe it's like Zelda rules, where because the lava is so hot, you don't like descend like that. I don't know. I saw... That wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary gore of my comfort character. There was also, I remember when I was in the artist alley, there was this one cosplayer who I wound up like seeing a lot throughout the day. Like this person dressed up as like this schlubby Dr. Eggman, and he's wearing like this very like messy bald cap and like this skin tight suit that like has hardly if any details on it, and he's just like stumbling around. Like I think he was definitely playing a character, but like he's stumbling around, just like rambling to himself, to nobody in particular, like oh, Maria, and just like he's just like looking for someone, like anybody who will hear him out, who can help him. And that was pretty good. So that guy was also in the artist alley, but he wasn't selling anything. And yet somehow I was buying into it in some way or another. I also went to panels. I also went to a lot of panels. So I was killing time in the artist alley for a little bit. And then I went to sorry, I was glancing at chat again, and I was rereading the Sakimi-chan comments, and I thought the chat recognized who Eggman was, and they were also calling the Eggman guy racist. I'm like, no, not him too! There we go. Finally. This Hot Springs area is weird, man. When you gotta go through here and Knockout Tour, it's like, I keep forgetting that this place is here. It's interesting, isn't it? And this one is also, it's less of like a straight line. This is like red coins in the water, where you gotta make like your own route. Except, but wait, but the coins are blue, dude. I'm trying to think of the order of this. I'm trying to think very carefully about the order of this. So the first one that I went to was a talk by these two like directors, these two anime directors from Japan, and they were talking about like that, like they're a couple and they've been making animation for like 40 years. It's like, oh yeah, here's like a student project we made in high school in 1979. It's like, what the, whoa! That was like really cool to see and cool to hear about. And they were talking about like, you know, all their careers up and downs, and like, you know, we got married, and like this is like this project came along, and like this is our big break. But what there I gotta remember what it was. There was something that they showed us that I don't think, like, you know, is like available for the public to see yet. It was like one of those exclusives. They brought exclusive. It was. It's killing me that I'm like forgetting the name of this, because I've seen this, like, I go on pilgrimages to the bookstore quite often to look for yaoi, and when I'm in the manga section, I do see this manga. Like I recognized the name when they showed that they were doing like the anime adaptation of it. Like my assassin, it's like my status as an assassin, like, obviously outranks that of the heroes. Like I think it's called something like this. So they were doing like the adaptation of that, and they showed us like an early look at it. So like that's cool. There was one moment where no, not Dragon Ball. There was they put that shit next to One Piece in the fucking youth manga section. I don't go in that aisle. You're killing me. You're killing me. This one. No, not even. Not even close. Do you think I can still do it? Is it worth? I mean, at least I think I know where all the fucking coin locations are this time. I keep, like, missing one, even when I do, like, find a good route and don't get stuck turning around for forever. You. And then you should just be around here. Okay. Yeah, the translator was having like a really hard time. They were describing like oh, you know, and here's like what my wife has worked on, and it's a lot of like, oh, you know, these kinds of stories where like a character is like transported into like, and everybody in the crowd just kind of like immediately fills in the blank, like, oh, isekai, and the guy like seemed like very surprised, like, wait, why am I in Canada and everybody here like knows what that means? Oh, yeah, I have. It's garbage? Oh, okay. Okay. I think there was, like... Hold on. I have to... Was there a cute boy... I opened up the picture of Raymond again. There's a boy with long hair, though. And he's like a knight, and he's pretty. Like, I don't give a fuck about the assassin, but who is the knight? I saw a knight, and he has long hair. And he's built like a fucking truck. I don't know if this is like the best picture, but I swear to God, like I saw some cute shots. Like, I don't know. This isn't nothing to me. I mean, it's not nothing to me. I think that this is cute. But I guess it's garbage, so I'll put that out of my mind. Who cares about cute anime boys? Yeah, well, you came to the right place to complain about how much you hate them. I'm pretty sure he dies immediately. Oh, okay. Okay, then I can put that out. Okay. Next! Boring! Next panel. But the guy was nice. They had a cute story, and I liked their broader portfolio. And then I think like back to back with that, I went to another really interesting panel, and this one I think I'm gonna be like very excited to talk about with you guys. This one was a panel hosted by a VTuber. And oh my God, I gotta get snacks. I gotta get snacks to win, just like real life. Guys, I ate 12 Rice Krispie Squares today. That was not a good idea. If I started at 8 like I wanted to, or even before, like it wouldn't have been a problem, but like as soon as I was about to hit start streaming, my entire setup was like there and ready. I just thought to myself, like, hey, I wonder if like Kamutz decided to stream today. Because he said he wasn't sure whether or not he was going to. I checked. He's, like, at the end of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'm like, ah, fuck. Well, I guess I have to put this off for, like, another 3 hours. And sometimes you're just eating and you want to put something on. Other times, you put something on and you just want to eat. Like, you do one or the other and the activity just feels incomplete is the problem. And that was definitely too many. I should have stopped at 8. I prefer to do 6, and 8 is like when I'm like treating myself. 12, I don't know what I was thinking. I was watching that stream while setting up my new laptop. Well, congratulations, Jackie, on it. Does this go on forever? There's no fucking end! This is that shit that they do to fucking Penelope Petunia, what's-her-face, in Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. Okay, there it is. Where the Bad Apple, you know, she's all, I mean, I've streamed the PS2 adaptation. It's like, okay, what's Petunia, what's her weakness? Video games. And I remember this, they trap her ass in a video game where she drives around in a circle forever and she can't stop. It's quite a, it's fate worse than death, I think. Like, I kind of felt like that's what they were doing to me. But I digress. My temptation is Rice Krispie Squares. Griffin, will you stream the Snoopy game? Probably not. Probably not, no. Oh! It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That one wasn't even like, that one wasn't a hard stop. I kind of kept a lot of my speed bouncing off that bully. Bouncing on it and moaning. I was about to write a short summary of that character, but it's literally not worth it. Oh, you gotta go to bed? Okay. Have a good night, Femi. This has been fun, catching up with everybody. Thanks for showing up for a fucking Nintendo Direct stream at 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Because that's not right. But you did it, and that's worth something. But yeah, I went to a panel hosted by a VTuber, and it was actually all about how to do it. And yeah, there were like a lot of useful resources, and let me tell you, I started getting some ideas. Wait, I think I like literally saw that fucking helicopter up there that I was talking about earlier, that I got in before. I'm finding a lot of these P-switches. Climb one crane, then dodge the other. Oh, okay, they got a ramp for me. They were so kind as to put a ramp for me. Oh. Whoops. But yeah, that one wound up being a really interesting panel. And we'll come back to this a little bit later, but I think I've got ideas, and like there's something that I can take what I've learned, and maybe that can be like a fun exercise. The G-Tuber era of streams is on the horizon. Well, I don't know if that's what we have to call it, but I don't know. Like I put down some concepts just to like get stuff out of my head. And I watched like a billion tutorials over like the last couple of days, and it's like, oh, and the trial for this has like a Mac version, and it's like it goes for 42 days, and it's like, well, I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying I'm gonna talk about this later. Kind of because what precedes it is a non sequitur. I lost my job yesterday, unfortunately, and it's like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting to be unemployed this month. What am I gonna do with that time? And it's like, well, maybe here's what I'm thinking. I want to like learn a skill. I want to like put something new on my resume. I want to like strengthen that up as like something that I can prove that I can do. Strengthen like my portfolio, and it's like, and this has been stuff that's like on my mind. I say 2 birds with 1 stone. Where it's like, while I'm waiting for anything to come of these applications that I'm sending in, what if I do like a week-long marathon where just like all day, every day, let's like make a VTuber. Is it possible to create a 2D VTuber rig using Harmony? I have been told that is like one of the softwares that like, it does have similar principles. So Jackie, if you tune in on one of those streams where I'm fucking around with like Cubism Live 2D, like, and you have like, oh, this looks familiar, like maybe you can try this. I would love to have input. And I know other friends who like have made VTubers too, so I'll try to rope them into this. And I was even talking to Socks a little bit. I think that is also going to be the first time I turn on Media Share. Right, like this week-long marathon, let's do Media Share, let's make it kind of like a, I don't know if I have like any kind of like fundraising goal in mind, but it might be nice, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone and all that. Absolutely, I'd love to help in any way I can. Yeah, it sounds like a fun idea. So I'm glad I'm getting some good feedback on this. I wasn't sure what people would feel like. I would just rather see you play video games, but it also has. Yeah, I haven't done a Galaxy Gallery since I moved, so yeah, that's it. Years of pent-up Galaxy Galleries all coming out and spewing out all at once like that. But yeah, I gotta know who's the fucking VTuber. This isn't the full name, but it's like Hazumi something. She was really nice, and a lot of people like came out to see her too. Like, not even because they were interested in the subject matter, like because they were fans of her and just like wanted to hear her talk about stuff. But it's like, man, yeah, I think I could do it. I would love to try. I would love to try. Especially because I already, like, made a character design, and I, like, sketched it out and, like, did colors and stuff. It's like, oh... Like, I'm only getting more excited about it, you know? I feel like I've passed the threshold of stopping myself. Even if I did get, like, negative feedback from chat. So it helps. It helps to have positive reinforcement. So who knows? Maybe expect that tomorrow, maybe expect that the day after, but I do want to start that, like, soon. Let's fucking go. Thank you, thank you! But yeah, the next panel I absolutely remember that I went to. So you might have heard of Convention Horror Stories. This one was called Convention Wholesome Stories. Where it's like, oh, this is like something nice that happened to me at a con. And it was really interesting. I'm not going to spend too much time with this because there was like, it was mainly a guy dressed as the Joker and a guy holding a gun. Just kind of going back and forth with like their stories. But there was a little bit where the person like in charge of the panel was telling some stories that I found very interesting, because their stories were about a friend group that they had of Fire Emblem cosplay buddies. I'm like, oh shit, now we're talking, now I found the right crowd. But then they pronounced Inigo's name as Inigo, and I'm like, oh sweetie. Nambit, what the fuck are you doing here? I can still catch him, Okay, when I was talking about dolphins and carceral punishment, I wasn't talking about making the dolphins the cops. What are you talking about? I thought he did a 180. This guy is fucking slippery, man. What is this, some kind of thief? Get clapped on. I mean, can this guy go up the geyser? Like, I guess so. Did he seriously go up? Can that happen? Maybe he fell into the lava, like, I don't know. I mean, do I see another person on a cart? That's not Nab. I guess I lost him. That's alright. I guess that's okay, Nab. But yeah, they were talking about, like, they wanted to go to this one location to take pictures, and they wound up going to the wrong place. They spent a lot of time, like, stuck on public transport, and, one of their friends was, like, wearing an outfit that, like, didn't leave a lot to the imagination, I guess, and, like, there was this guy, like, looking at them, at the group, and this one person was talking about how, like, you know, their friend is, like, just explain that they feel uncomfortable. So, this person recounting the story, wait a second, that's a panel, speaks up about this, and then the person kind of, like, it doesn't seem like he took it well, this guy on the bus, or the train or whatever, but where the fuck am I? I've never seen this part of the course. It's like a whole outer ring. All of a sudden, he gets off the bus and he says something, and this person telling the story didn't hear, but all the other friends did. So they turn and they look like, what did he say? And it turns out he shot up out of his seat and pointed his finger at this person and said, I want to smoke with you. So that was pretty funny. I think that was a good story. All cetaceans are bastards. So that was a cute panel. That was a nice way to pass some time. Dude, this was fucking scary. We were talking about Hoyoverse earlier. It turned out I was standing in line for a 1 hour and 30-minute Hoyoverse panel. But the fucked up thing, I never would have known. I never would have noticed. Because, yeah, I'm standing, like, in a line full of other, like, Genshin cosplayers and shit. To me, in that situation, like, nothing seemed wrong. Because it was the usual density of cosplayers that I was used to seeing. And I noticed, like fucking seconds before I closed the door behind me. And I instead went to... These are like back-to-back panels. Of, like... I don't know, this guy who was just, like, curating AMVs. And the first half are, like, preserved originals that have been on YouTube for, like, 20 years. From, like, throughout the 2000s. And then the rest were just, like, more modern, but, like, more experimental, too. Which, you know, didn't hold my attention. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't hold my attention for, like, the entire duration. Not every single one of those AMVs was a banger. There was enough to write home about, though. Let me tell you what. So that was another way that I passed a great deal of... Oh, time! 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 And here's the fucked up thing. In the front row, I saw someone was very, very clearly cosplaying N. And I'm like, oh shit. But I didn't get a picture with him. I didn't. I missed my chance. Speaking of Goro, I did see a Goro cosplayer, and I think he fell asleep. I think he fell asleep during that AMV panel. Like, maybe he was on his phone. But, like, his head was, like, just fucking conked out, like, on the seat in front of him. And his other buddies weren't doing that. So, I don't know, that's my Goro story. There was there anybody else who Yeah, so I had brought up, how there was somebody cosplaying, Noise from Dramatical Murder, right? And that was, that was kind of somebody that I kept bumping into throughout the day, but we didn't really, like, get to exchanging many words, if any. Next up, though, was the Yaoi panel. The 18-plus Yaoi panel was on the docket. And you'll never believe it that the person cosplaying Dramatical Murder was in line for this panel. And so, we finally do get to talking, and they asked me, like, yeah, do you know what Dramatical Murder is? And I don't think I'd ever been more prepared for a conversation in my life, you know? Like, yeah, obviously, you're Noise, and then they point to their friend, like, oh yeah, this is clear, but they're just, like, not wearing their mask right now, and I look, I'm like, oh my god, you're right! And there was also an Alba with him. So that was fucking awesome. This is the other thing, where it's like... I can make this point later, the Yaoi panel, though, was fucking cracked. I'm actually not done talking about DMMD, though. Because before the panel, like, officially started, I guess this group of DMMD people had, like, a pass that, like, gives you, like, priority access. Like, they were in the front row. They had great seats. Great seats. And so the speaker was, like, talking to them about Dramatical Murder for a little bit before, like, things started proper. But they were still mic'd up. And so they're talking with these people about Dramatical Murder, like, you know, who they like. And this got my blood boiling. They started talking shit about Ren. And in my mind, that's the one character that you don't talk shit about, okay? Not when Mink is right there. Like, I get that, like, you do not have to look far to, like, find anything problematic in Dramatical Murder to complain about, but it's like... But that one's mine, okay? That one's my problematic thing. And so, she says, like, while her mic is on, and she's like, so everybody in the room here is like, well, I just don't think you should be allowed to fuck the dog. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 like, they weren't, like, listening to the rest of the conversation, but they hear her say that, like, whoa, whoa, what? And then, like, after, like, that, like, that first, like, kind of shock, people settle down from the shock. Then the people who speak the truth, they fight back. And they say, he's a robot! They don't fucking get it. They don't even fucking get that Ren is, like, another self of Alba and has the other consciousness of him from birth, whatever. That is obviously ethical. That it's obviously ethical when he goes into his own mind. And they're on the beach. I can't go any... There's my feather. There's my baby. Which is... It's like crazy too, because I'm really like one of like the first rules. That's a beautiful smile. Holy shit. The buff of all time. One of the first rules that they were talking about is like, don't start drama. And it's like, and then you just say that? I like Twygun. Cheese emoji. That's great, Jackie. That's great, Jackie. So that happened. But the rest of the panel, that's like the one thing that annoyed me. The rest of the panel was fucking awesome. That had the craziest energy that I'd ever experienced in anything all day. We went over time, and we got noise complaints. Like, fuck yes. There was like this one part of the crowd who was very, very rowdy. Like, there was someone carrying around like a couple of different manga that they got at Chapters. And she was like bringing it down the front row and like just opening up to a random page with penis on it to show all these people. And then on the opposite end of the room, this group of guys in the front row starts like screaming like they want to see it so bad, like come here, show it to us, come on, come on, come on. And they're like jumping out of their seats, they're hooting and hollering. And so she's like, okay, and she comes over to that side of the audience. Let me tell you, these guys leap out of their seat and erupt into cheering like they announced Banjo-Kazooie at the Nintendo store in New York. Like the pop-off of all time. And they were like this like the whole night, like anything there was something to share, like these people wanted to see it. And like they saw it and they celebrated like they had won the war. We won the war, you frickin' morons. Microsoft and Sony fanboys. We won the war, idiots. I've got a lot of Sammy on my mind today, as it turns out. So that was fucking awesome. They also showed a bunch of resources where it's like, yeah, here's like websites where you can like just find yaoi. And let me tell you, there's a couple of those that I already know about. I'm a little experienced in this sort of stuff, don't get me wrong. This is beautiful, Mushrooms in the River. Isn't that one song that guitarists like learn guitar on? Wait, this is Toad Factory. I'll hang out around Toad's Factory. It was a long list and there was definitely stuff that I didn't know about. And they even, I can do better than that. And they even had recommendations of like, hey, here's like a yaoi you should check out. I'm like, I haven't heard of this, but it looks awesome, and I will. Like, there is so much shit, like, on my list for me to do because of the resources afforded to me at that panel. But all of that pales in comparison to the highlight of the night. It's like, okay, it's the moment you've been waiting for. All of a sudden, the screen goes dark. Silas from Love in Deep Space appears. And like there's this text on the screen. And he's like, whoa, okay, whoa. That's cool. I don't know how on earth I get the coin from doing that though. That I'm still not clear on. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. All of a sudden, 3 words appear on screen that drive the crowd wild. Defend your daddy. As it turns out, this is a game where I bet I don't even need the feather for that. Like if I just do like a wall bounce, like that'll probably do the trick. 2 characters appear on screen and are pitted against each other. Everybody in the audience like raises their hand. And if you're picked, you gotta go up against another person that they pick from the audience. And you gotta advocate for your meow meows like you've never done before. And that was really fucking cool. Because here's the thing, the first one I remember was Alucard versus Astarion from Baldur's Gate. And I thought I was gonna be on Team Alucard. But I was learning some interesting things about Baldur's Gate. Like I think that person made like a pretty compelling argument, all things considered. Okay, here's my new strategy. Because I think I gotta, like, get on top of that somehow. I don't know. I don't think it has to do with going off of the thingies that are, like, hanging. I think you gotta, like... There's something else to this. Did that car back up over the fucking question block panel? It did! What an asshole! Doesn't matter, Uncle Ben D can get it. Wait a second, Ben D! In the ink machine? There was... So there were a bunch of these. And they were pretty good. All of a sudden, they show something that changes the energy in the room for forever. Makoto versus Rin from Free. And it's like, well now, hold the fuck on. I certainly have not seen, you know, I'll be the first to admit this, haven't seen nearly as much anime in my life as I wished I've seen. But when it comes to Free, I was there. I was there. And you know my Tumblr ass put my hand up. You know my Tumblr ass. When I turned 17 and I was in Vancouver and I was staying with somebody who showed me like the abridged dub of Free. You know I put my hand up. You know I put my hand up. And I was even chosen. They put me up in front of that crowd of all these Fujoshi. And I defended Rin. I forget, did you watch the skateboarding one? I do have a friend who I remember really liked the skateboarding one, but no. No, I didn't. And so, they pit me up against... I'm gonna hold on to this feather. I still don't know how to get that medallion, but I have some ideas. I've got a theory about that one as well. So they pit me up against another twink in a maid dress. And I was fucking fired up, too. Like, I gotta walk past him to get to my side of the stage, and I'm like... I double back, and I start fucking airboxing this guy. I'm fucking bobbing and bobbing around him. They liked that. But the other guy gets to go first. See, here's how I think it works. Oh, okay, that's because it is how it works. LOL. And the utter nerve of this guy, frankly. Oh my god, you met your mortal rival. There were a lot of other boys in maid dresses. I did not feel very special that day, believe me. But you know, sometimes you can tell when other people's maid dresses, like, they're just like a... I don't know. Like, they're not really, like, from anything, and they're not really, like, a cosplay, even. It's just kind of an outfit, you know? Like, something gesturing at the idea of a maid, but it's like, you know... But I was the only one who knew that I wasn't that, so in the public's eyes, we were the same. But I know that we're not the same, if that makes sense. So this guy gets to go first, and this guy has the nerve to say, I actually don't know who this is. And by the way, this is the guy from that part of the crowd, like the Banjo-Kazooie guys, the Banjo-Kazooie sect of the Yaoi crowd, okay? So keep in mind, this guy can really love penis with the best of them, right? They say, I don't know who this guy is, but let's think about, because we're standing in front of this, like, giant screen, like, images of the characters on them, right? And he kind of gestures up at Makoto, like, okay, so what is, like, this guy's defining characteristic? He's got abs, look at the bulge, look at, like, his tight swimsuit, you know, oh, this guy would treat you so good. Like, he's, like, trying to work with, like, what he's got, but it's not a lot. So thank God I was there to clear things up. So he finishes speaking his part, and then he walks up to me, and he does a fucking roundhouse kick. Like, a really good one, too. Like, his leg went high, and I wanted to do one back to him so badly, but I was scared of upskirts, because I knew what I was wearing underneath. Like, I need to invest in boy shorts, TBH. Like, that was one of the first things that I was going to do as, you know, as a skirt wearer outside of maid dresses. Like, this would be a good investment. Didn't get around to it. So, you know, I exercised pre-judgment I thought about the consequences of something and then I didn't do it. This is why I'm 27. No, I'm turning 27, Griffin. There is a finite amount of times that I'm going to be able to still say that I'm 26. I gotta save for that. I gotta hold on to that for dear life. So he does a fucking roundhouse kick and passes the mic to me. And I'm like... Wait, that's cute. Wait, and these are ramps! That's cute! I like that. I say... my mushroom. My mushroom. Can you tell that I'm stalling while I'm trying to remember what it is that I said? Okay, okay. So I'm like, yeah, I gesture at Makoto on, you know, on his side of the screen. And I'm like, okay, those are his defining features. But what are Rin's? We all know Rin's defining features. What are they? The sharp teeth. And if I think too hard about what happens when that man sinks his teeth into me, I'm gonna black out. And I said, sure, Makoto might treat you right. You could get with him. He's easy. But then what? Yeah, you'd get with him and then what? You'd have nothing to work for. Like, that's just, like, that's it. I walk back over to my side of the stage. I point back up at Rin. I bring the mic close to my mouth. He's toxic! And all the Fujas pop the fuck off. And he'll gaslight you no less. And then, like, the energy, like really turned. And I fucking wiped the floor with that guy. So, yeah, I won that round. That was fucking awesome. The yaoi panel was so fucking cool, man. It was so fucking cool. Here's the thing, though. That doesn't compare at all to the reaction. Because, you know, only old heads even care to talk about Free anymore. Like, you have to be old to, like, have an opinion on that. Which is why the other guy, like, probably didn't know anything, because they were, like, younger or something. Dude. Tengen versus Gojo. Holy shit. People were so fucking invested in this. And by the way, of course, once they get to the end of the fucking rap battle where it's like, who won? You decide! You know, that kind of shit. You vote by, like, just making as much noise as you can, screaming and cheering and all of that. Hence the noise complaints, because we love yaoi so fucking much, right? It's like, okay, but, like, we actually can't do that out. Like, they had to, like, stop, and I don't think they really, like, managed to change anything. Especially because they said that before Gojo, and, like, that only made things worse. No, but the final one of the night was, it wasn't Alba, it was Noise from Dramatical Murder versus Quincy from New Carnival. And I was surprised how, like, not one-sided that was. Where people were seriously, like, just pro-Quincy. I'm like, how? This doesn't make sense to me. Like, that guy's not even, like, top 5 of the Meow Meows in his own game, you know? Not when Kuya's right there. I saw a Kuya cosplayer, by the way. That was cool. Like, I only saw the purple hair. I'm used to seeing, like, the fox ears. So without those, I wasn't sure, but I was like, narrowing my eyes at that person, like, is that who I think it is? But, yeah. In a shocking surprise, in a shocking upset, a surprise to no one, Kuya is my favorite character from that game. But that's not my opinion. That's my observation. And those are two different things. Show everyone how to ride the wall. Okay. Hey chat, watch this. I promise that wasn't a bit. I really did want to do it. I lost my feather. I should have just done the rewind. Okay, chat, watch this. See, and that's how it's done. That's how it's done. There we go. There we go. Get me out of here, man. I don't like seeing this thing boiled alive like a lobster. Wrong sea animal. And I think that was, like, the last thing that we did. Unfortunately, though, like... Oh, yeah, and, I remember when I was up in front of everybody, you know, I was talking about these DMMD cosplayers who were, like, in a group in the front row. when I got up there, they recognized me. And before I started, they like called out to me like, we're rooting for you. Like, it was so sweet of them. And it's like, the only thing that I'm kicking myself at the end of that day is like, I should have like, I think we were chill enough and like getting along well enough where it's like, man, I should have asked those guys their names. Because it's like, man, I think I could have made a friend that day. But I still had a really cool experience nonetheless. Here's the thing. Such a cool experience that I decided to go again the next day. And this was like the last day that I assumed that I was going to entertain going to. Because Sunday is not a full day. But I had a really good time. I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I'll see some familiar faces again. Maybe I'll kind of, you know, there were a lot of people that I like was kind of shy and like didn't get a picture with. And like, I gotta go, like, it's still not over. Like, I can go back and right these wrongs. I didn't get any merch from the artist alley. Maybe there will be some like more. There's a second Yaoi panel like during the afternoon. Maybe I'll drop by that. So I did. So I go back the next day. And so this was on the morning that I was streaming Dragon Drive, where I'm like, oh, I gotta be somewhere by 12:30. I was trying to get there for the Yaoi panel. That's what that was. I get there at a reasonable amount. Like, I should have been on time. Believe me, I was not. I was not on time. Because there was, like, I did not have any trouble getting in the previous day. It was a fucking nightmare. Lines out the door. Just to, like, get in the building. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Didn't experience anything like this on Saturday. And Sunday is supposed to be, like, a smaller day. So I have no idea what's going on here. So I wind up getting to the Yaoi panel in, like, I don't know, the last, like, 20 minutes of it. Like, the last third of it. And there were like a couple of nice recommendations in that frankly did not have the energy of the previous Yaoi panel. Nowhere close. What VA had a panel that day? I don't fucking know. I don't recall having said anything about a VA. I mean, there were like celebrities there. But I wouldn't know, because I was not interested in, like, meeting any celebrities or getting any signatures. I wasn't doing any of that. Here's the panel. That is, there is which I see. But I don't know, I can, like, double-check the itinerary on, like, the panels that I didn't go to. I'm like, oh, maybe someone was there at some point. Oh, because VAs usually cause higher traffic? Okay, here's the thing. Here's where I get to whip out, like, my next picture, okay? Here's where I get to whip out my next picture. I'm even gonna hit the home button. No more audio. No more audio. Because as soon as the Yaoi panel was done, there was another thing that was going on. And, you know, I remember wondering why there was such a long line. Well, that line was gone now. And now I get to... Here's the thing. I just, like, wandered in on this. I did not know this was going on. I went, like, they were doing this on Sunday. I went back on Sunday, and I didn't even know that they were doing this. I find where that line was, where they were going to. You know, I pull the thread, I follow the thread. I find this enormous room, far away from everything else. I turn the corner, and I see this. An actual fucking honest-to-God Hatsune Miku concert that I showed up in the middle of, where it's like, man, the Yaoi panel was okay, it wasn't that good, and like, I would have skipped the Yaoi panel to get to go to more of that. That shit was fucking awesome. And the energy with the crowd in that room was amazing too. They were popping off for everybody. Like, every single vocal that came out was like a new surprise, like their favorite songs. Yeah, that would do it. It was so cool, because like that's something that I've like wanted to go to. And it just totally fell into my lap in a way that I totally just did not expect. No, that's not Teto. But funnily enough, I took a couple of videos just from like the start of all the songs, like right before, you know, these exact reveals that I'm talking about. And there is one of them where like everybody in the crowd starts like chanting for Teto and like calling for blood. Like they wanted, and I don't know if Teto showed up. I know that she like technically can, because they did do that Mesmerizer concert once. Or they performed Mesmerizer with Teto at a concert once. If that happened, I don't know if it did, you know. But I'm sure there's like accounts of this that I can follow up with. Or like videos or something. I don't know. Oh god. And man, that was just like such a wonderful place to be, and a wonderful way to feel in that place. That took so fucking long. What was that? You know, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an old head or anything. I started getting into this music. I found all of this. I started getting into this like following like a very difficult time in my life, and so many of those songs have like found their way to meaning so much to me. And I don't know. I'm still embarrassed like in front of most people like talking about it or like admitting to it, like, you know, on stream, who gives a fuck, but like in front of somebody like normal people, it's like, oh, I can't let anybody know that I like Miku. Like I literally remember being in someone's apartment that like I had met for the first time, and they were like asking what kind of music I listened to, and like, you know, I got shy in the exact way that I'm describing, and it's like, oh, you know, it's okay, and they were trying to make me feel better about it, and then they literally said, oh, unless it's like Hatsune Miku or something. And my ass fucking froze and made like the most like ashamed nod I've ever made in my life. So to be in that room with that music, with those people, where this is like this thing that we all love, like, yeah, I won't fucking, I'm not gonna mince words. I cried in that room. I won't cry in that. I cried in that room, man. And I'm not afraid to admit it. It was fucking awesome, and it was even beautiful. And even for the last song of the show, Hatsune Miku turned into a phoenix, and then she flew off of the confines of the glass and onto like one of the other screens, so that she was like flying above the stage, and people like lost their minds. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I was talking to Katie Rose about all of this as well, like as it was happening, like sending her all these little videos from the starts of all the songs. And that girl was like playing Hurdle with those Miku songs, like with the best of them. Knew every fucking one of those tracks from just like a few seconds. It's like, yeah, oh, here's the English lyrics to this, here's the English lyrics to this. It was fucking awesome. And dare I even say the best. So long story short, yeah, I absolutely want to go next year. Here's the thing about it though that I haven't exactly decided, where it's like, you know, hey, if I was able to fucking keep my job, then maybe I could like start saving for this in earnest, like this Corrin cosplay that I speak of. And I thought, okay, that could be like next year's thing, and that's what I do. Other goals of mine, yeah, I had all of this amazing fun that I did. I performed 1,000 tricks tonight. Did you guys know? But that was fun that I had alone, and a lot of people that I met there were like coming as groups, like with their friends. And I would love to do one of these, like with friends, like to meet people locally who are like also interested in this stuff, and like maybe like coordinate something. Like it could be cool. It could be cool. Did they sing Omoire Kakera? Not to my knowledge, no. Not for the duration that I was there. It could have happened for a time that I wasn't there, like before I showed up. But no. So it's like, for as much fun that I've had this year, it's like, oh man, I think like I could have even more fun next year, you know? Like I'm not even close to hitting the ceiling on like the amount that I could get out of this. So number one, figuring out this Corrin stuff. Number two, I would love to find friends who want to do this with me. Number three, I would need to think about this a little bit harder. You know, I mainly mean this about the Artist Alley, but I guess this just applies to going to a con in general. where, yeah, I've, like, seen other people, like, my other friends, like, doing this sort of stuff for so long. And I've really just been on, like, you know, in this way, on the outside looking in, you know? Just watching these other people have fun, like, oh, you know, it looks so nice, and I wish I could do it. And now actually getting that experience where it's like, yeah, I want to do it. But what I'm trying to say is, I would really like the experience of tabling at an artist's alley at a certain year. Which is, you know, I hardly have any merch next to the Keaton mouse pads at the moment. Although that might be actually a smart way to attempt moving them. It's like, okay, I can, like, draw, like, 1 or 2 Hoyoverse things, and then that can be, like, bait to get people in the door and, like, look at the rest of my stuff, maybe. But it's like, if I do that, then I'm gonna be sitting there all day, and then I'm not gonna be able to actually, like, enjoy the convention. So I don't know how to have my cake and eat it, too. That's the thing that I'm still kind of figuring out, where it's, I kind of have to decide which of those that I want more. Like a one or the other sort of deal. But I really would like to do it. I'd really like to have that experience. And it would also be, you know, like another skill to develop. Just, you know, designing more than one merch and having it be like a regular thing that I could do. Because here's the thing, it's like, okay, yeah, I expect there not to be a lot of Fire Emblem these days. Like, it's sad, but I do kind of, like, see it coming. There was hardly any DMMD there, and that shit's timeless. Oh, but here's what I can say. I'm going to show you my other 2 remaining pictures that I have here on the... Ow! Look at this. This is not the Alba cosplayer that I was talking about. Look at this fucking thing. I see this out of the corner of my eye, and I'm squeeing my ass off. Like, where did you get this? And you know what this person says to me? Oh, I crocheted it myself. That's fucking awesome. Look at the little paws, too. That's fucking awesome. And then, let me see. This is, why are you in the corner like this? This is the merch that I did get, because I didn't get anything from the Artist Alley the first day. Everybody was yelling at me during fucking Donkey Kong about not having a bookmark and leaving my books face down. And there's like this little fox bookmark, and it's like, it's very long on the other side, but it has these little paws that like you punch out halfway, and then like the paws go over the page, and it's so cute. And I did find at least 1 Alba sticker. But I'm just saying, like, I should have found more. All I'm saying is that there should have been more than just that. So, I didn't leave empty-handed. That was very cute. Yeah. Just some real lifelong memories I made that night. Beautiful, beautiful experience, and I can't wait for next year. I haven't been to a con in so long. Might return to one soon though. My GF had an idea for a couples cosplay which I've never done before. Yeah. Like there's so much about the experience that like I definitely like. The next time I go, it's not gonna be for one day. That's what I'll say. You know, I want to take in as much of it as I can. I had a college professor who does convention panels. They said before that it's a great networking opportunity. Paneling. I'm trying to think of some of the things that I've seen people talk about. I guess you're kind of like on the hook for like renting that space though is the major thing. But I don't know, I'm thinking about the kind of personality of the guy who was, for example, hosting that AMV panel. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know whether I would do it. I don't feel as confidently about that as like making a VTuber per se. But I think I could. And if there's networking involved, well, maybe I ought to. I could, and I should, but I don't know if I would. I think if I could and I should, then it does mean I would. Just kind of necessarily, honestly, right? But I don't know, like, all of these things can't be true at once. Like, I could cosplay and do a panel and still enjoy the rest of the convention, but I can't cosplay and do Artist's Alley and do the rest of the convention, and I can't do Artist's Alley and a panel, you know? So it's kind of like a you want to do 3 but pick 2, but I'm getting ahead of myself, you know? Oh, did I say panels? I meant Artist's Alleys. Well, hey, you got me thinking on an interesting subject. I don't know. Okay, well, if Artist's Alley is also good networking, then that's important too. Because I'll tell you what, like, it's crazy that, like, there's so many other people who just, like, actually like this stuff. Like, I don't, in my day-to-day, like, IRL, like, I'm not around people who like this stuff. But, like, they're out there somewhere, and it's like, man, why am I not, like, meeting them and, like, hanging out with them so that, like, you know, this isn't, like a once-a-year thing that I get to indulge in? Like, I don't know. The way things are in that particular sense is not, like, a way that it has to be. I'm like, that's an exciting thought. How long have we been going? 2.5 hours? Okay. I could probably go for, like, another 15 or so. Do I even do races, or...? I think I kind of get, like, the gist of the free roam, though. I got Peach medallions, and I got the panels. I've seen this one before, and I've deliberately not stepped on it because I was scared. I remembered there was one more. I don't know. I guess it's already midnight. Do I gotta go for 2 hours just for the sake of 2 hours, or if I'm done with my story, is that enough? Is there any? I could talk about the losing the job thing, but it's like that could. Tell you what, I can't blow my load all on one night. You know, if I'm talking about like, oh, I'm gonna do like a week-long marathon, I'm gonna save some stories to talk about for like another time, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna like say everything during Mario Kart, and I'm gonna have nothing to talk about later. You know what could be fun? Have you ever made one of those fun PowerPoints about an interest you have? You know, it's funny. Kinda. I've thought about it. When I got my Vision Pro, one of the, like, the very special native apps that they have for this is, a special version of Keynote, where you're making your presentations on the Vision Pro, and when you view them, you're like standing in the Steve Jobs Theater, and you're holding a laser pointer, and you can like look over your shoulder, and like there are these like giant slides behind you, and you're like looking out into the, I wouldn't say the audience because it's in an empty theater. It's like for rehearsing. But I thought that like if I ever came up with like an interesting enough subject to like make a PowerPoint presentation on, I think it would be really funny to like do it via that. Because up until that point, like, you know, this is like one of the marquee experiences is making fucking PowerPoints on it, and like, who would use this? But kind of turning it into like something like a funny idea has potential, I think. Because otherwise, I'm not getting any use out of it. But no, I haven't figured out like what it is that interest would be. Wait a second. I gotta show you guys something that I found on this map that's like very strange to me. It's a Banana Boy. That damn ass Banana Boy. It's in here. It's in one of these like barns. This is a fucking Breath of the Wild memory that you find on Zelda's iPad. This is so sad. I don't even remember what they called Link's Wii U gamepad in Breath of the Wild before they changed that shit to the Pura Pad in Tears of the Kingdom. Because Pura Pad is a stupid name. But what was the name of it before? It was Sheikah Slate. Sheikah Slate is what it was. Switch is a barn. I'm listening. Trust that there's a blue coin reason for the pipe. Okay. Oh my god. Whoa! Oh, wait a second. I like that one. That was silly. I like that one. That was silly. Okay, but I'm seeing like other stuff on like the rooftop. I'm not finished with you. You know, I was about to ask like if anybody was particularly opinionated about what they've been doing with the online modes in this game. Pretend I didn't even think to ask that question. Because if I'm like thinking about like, yeah, we'll wrap up like in the next couple of minutes, where it's like, oh, you can't start that conversation. That's for another Mario Kart stream. We gotta save that one. That doesn't work. Okay. I can find another way. What's going on with these fences? What is... That could be something. Hold on. If I can get up onto this ledge, I'm starting to like see a sequence of things that I can connect. And I might not even need the feather to do it. No, but the gaps in the fences, I might still need it for that. Sorry, cow. The giant fucking statue. The effigy. I don't even need the feather. I don't even need the feather. They disappoint me. Yay! Oh, that's a great sticker! It's probably also the most I've ever seen that cow, like, articulate its arms. That's frightening. I've always seen this lake, but I don't know, like, what's on it. Whoa! Okay, so quite a lot as it turns out. You gotta run the whole length of the damn-ass thing. Damn-ass, gay-ass rock. So you wanna do something gay to it, like play as the dolphin, riding the dolphin in the Mario Kart world? No! I wanna live! My left butt cheek is silly! Your left ass cheek is silly? Do you want to do something gay to the rock, like play as the dolphin riding the dolphin in Mario Kart world? I want to live! Tell you what, no, I don't know. No, maybe I do. Man, I was about to say that I was done, and then I saw the fucking Peach medallion, and I'm like, well, I've got to do something about that. There's no items there. There's no items, so how the hell do you get that music block? Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Can you, like, bonk those from beneath, and then, like, that could still count as collecting the item? Because that works with the other things. Like, if there's, like, an enemy on top of the block, if there's an item on top of the block, am I rewarded? I wouldn't be able to reach that anyways. Well, that's a puzzle. And by a puzzle, I mean all I have to do is, just get an item and come back. Wait, this is cute! I didn't notice this little garden area. This is sweet. Uh-oh. It's all over. How is that supposed to work? I mean, it's nice that there's a challenge that gives you guaranteed feather. Because surely that just solves the problem that I was talking about mere moments ago, no? It's not gonna let me keep it. You bastard. Oh, I mean, this is gonna give me... This is gonna take us to 2 hours whether I want it or not. My god. A challenge and a medallion. The wonders never cease. I wonder if you're supposed to get, like, both of those or something. It feels like I need both. Like, if I take... Here's the thing. This spawns 2 blocks next to each other, and usually that doesn't give you 2 items. But if I take a split second to just, like, kind of shimmy my way into getting 2 feathers... Does it eat that time? Because that's guaranteed. And then I do this, and then I bounce, and then I... Oh my god. Maybe Free Roam is different. Maybe if you do perfectly drive between them, you do get both items at once. But it definitely doesn't let you do that in multiplayer. Yeah, so I got both, but it only gave me 1. I don't know what's up. Oh, I know what's up. Griffin, you're allowed to touch the ground. I thought I had to just, like, kind of chain one music block into the other. Griffin, just go on the ground and then use the feather to get back up off of the ground. That's how it works. That's so simple. Okay, that kind of like flung me sideways, but it worked. I did it. Okay, well that's one of the 2 things that I set out to do. So now give me question blocks and feathers, please. This entire place is devoid of items. They took them all away. The Peach is hoarding all the items for herself. Typical monarchy. Because I don't know, I think sometimes challenges that like involve a feather do have their place. Boy, it feels bad not having one when you want to do it. Okay. It definitely is. It is a tremendous mercy that they do let you keep it if you flub and have to rewind. Because can you imagine having to drive back every single one of those times you use up an item and then you can't get it back? That one was a good call for sure. Okay, here's the garden area. The Garden of Ban Ban. Bam Bam. There you are. Oh wait, they had the... Could I not have used these bouncy flowers the entire time? Oh, Griffin. The critique you were levying doesn't even count, because they put a thing there for it. And it gives you that feather that you crave. You guys remember, oh, this is nice. About the goats, like, craving that mineral? I do. And frankly, I never forgot. I like to reference that quite a bit, and whenever I do, it makes my friends very angry. That is a very... Chat, if you... I like the side eye from the dolphin. If you ever are looking for a reliable way to get your friends to tell you to shut the fuck up, bring up they crave that mineral, and they'll love you for it, and they'll love it. Wait, the train is actually, like, coming to a stop. Oh, no. I just discovered something that I'm going to be able to hang out with for hours and hours just as soon as I wanted to end the stream. Well, I don't know how long the train is going to be stopped here. Maybe a little toad mechanic is going to come along. Is anybody, like, going to get on or off? Wait, Toad? What are you thinking? What are you thinking, buddy? Because I haven't personally seen this. But I have heard stories of people, like, observing these characters, like, getting in and out of the cars. The Toad is gone. The Toad is gone. No, the Toad turned around. Hey, Dolphin. I don't know if this thing's gonna get moving again or not. It could be a day-night cycle thing. Another one. Oh, I got that same illusion. I get this when I'm driving in real life, too. And hilariously, I have not driven since I had to pilot that U-Haul. Okay, we're moving again, we're moving again. Is like, when another car is like moving next to you, but you're not, and like it's moving in the opposite direction, and it gives you like the illusion that you're moving, that shit's freaky. Sorry, I just didn't know that there was a nighttime version of Dolphin Shoals, and I don't want to, like... I can't abandon it! Oh, well, it's not nighttime anymore, so... We're gonna hang out with this, and then when the music ends, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm glad the pretty-ass skyboxes they've had since 8, that they've kept that up. These are good-ass clouds. Like, this is his song. Another stop. I like that there's like these stations. This is cute. Ow. 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 See, now this seems too suspicious for like that not to be anything. Like 3 backpackers walking in a line, like they're traveling and they're hanging out together. Okay, well, I don't know. I thought the first guy was like, no, catch up, you two. But I guess it is completely unrelated. Okay, Dolphin Trolls is gone. I frankly DGAF anymore. I'm ready to end the stream. So with that, that was Mario Kart World for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. This is a fun one. I liked our story time. And I guess, yeah, look forward to seeing more of what I talked about earlier with regards to how I plan to spend this week. But don't worry, after that, I'll be back to normal. And then I'll be back to normal, and everything will be fine. The other stuff isn't going anywhere. Only temporarily. I gotta see if I can get this project done before, like, Sword of the Sea comes out. That's gonna have to be my benchmark. But if you enjoyed what you saw, you can follow me here on Twitch or on YouTube at The Full Galaxy, where all the VODs are, plus highlights and more. You can also subscribe to me right here on Twitch if you particularly enjoyed the stream and want to help me out. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, Tumblr, and Discord. There is a Discord server where there are all sorts of channels for you guys to hang out in, both on and off stream. And if any of what I just happened to mention interests you, you can check out the links to all of that in the Twitch cards below if you are watching this live, or in the YouTube description if you're watching the vlog. Sorry, I just remembered that if I go to my photo album on my Switch, something that I like to do is whenever I'm playing as the dolphin. Oh, that's illegal. I'm not allowed to show you that, or Nintendo will kill me. And there's also Donkey Kong spoilers, so I'll blur all of this out for the VOD. Whenever I play as the dolphin and I get a Mega Mushroom, I like to take screenshots of it. I like to... Okay, well, good night.